But what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video yet again with your boy EndSpawnShadow. Yep, that is correct, by the way. I got myself a haircut. Yeah, I look pretty decent, Shadow. Who am I even talking to? Cut. But yeah, overall, we're back with some more reaction video for you guys, and now we're back with some best TikTok dinners recipe, aka food TikToks that make me fat. Yeah, who would have guessed that title, huh? Either way, if you guys are excited for this video, as always, just hit the like button, subscribe brand new, hit that little bell, share this with a friend who always like TikTok or food or both. And let's get into today's video, shall we?
Never have I ever made a pasta this delicious. The caramelized onion and sun-dried tomato pasta. She came to me in a dream last night. Starting out by chopping some onions. Onion 2 had me in tears, just like my first boyfriend. Into a pan with oil and garlic. While the onions are caramelizing, I have the stroke of genius to make garlic knots as well. This is a Ninja Never Stick pan, by the way, the ideal size for everything, and truly nothing sticks. After deglazing the pan with white wine and pasta water, I'm coming in with some cashew cream, finishing it all off with salt and pepper, and we cannot forget about those garlic knots.
Oh,
enjoy!
Dude, Dua Lipa?
I'ma need a cinnamon and a woman to
The most requested recipe for dinner from the blog is this homemade chili that's super hearty and the leftovers taste even better.
Delicious.
Start out by adding some butter and olive oil to a pot and sauteing some red bell pepper, jalapeno, and garlic. Then we'll add the ground beef along with all our spices and start breaking it up with a wooden spoon until it browns beautifully. Then we'll add in a whole can of fire roasted diced tomatoes, tomato sauce, beef broth, brown sugar, and Worcestershire sauce. Now we'll cover to let it simmer, and after that we're going to add in some beans. You can do kidney, black bean, or pinto beans, or a mix of all three. Allow the beans to simmer in there, and I like to finish it off with some cilantro, and that's basically it. I like to enjoy it with cheese, sour cream, hot sauce, and some chips to dip.
Sesame chicken with fried rice. Let me show you how easy this is to make.
I think I have sesame chicken
Add butter, frozen
once,
vegetables,
maybe.
eggs, rice, and soy sauce for your fried rice. To the chicken, you'll add 1 egg, garlic powder, paprika, salt, pepper, and some corn flour.
Some voice crack right
Fry
there.
it in some oil until it looks something like this.
Relatable.
Let's make the sauce. Garlic, soy sauce, brown sugar, sesame oil, corn flour. The chicken goes back in. This is so good.
This dinner is quick, delicious, and you only need to buy 5 things to make it. Start by heating up your ground beef or ground turkey in a skillet and boil a pot of water. Once your water is boiling, you'll add in some tortellini. Cook according to the package. Shred up some mozzarella cheese. I have this linked on my Amazon storefront, mealsandmunchies.com. You'll then season your meat, salt, pepper, Italian seasoning, and a little bit of crushed red chili flakes. Drain it, add a jar of marinara sauce, and 1 block of cream cheese. Once that's well combined, add in your cooked tortellini. Top this with your mozzarella cheese and bake for 10 minutes at 350 degrees.
My version of this creamy buttered chicken is one of my boyfriend's favorite weeknight dinners, and it only takes 1 pan to make. First, marinate your chicken with the Greek yogurt and half of the seasoning mix above and cook it on high heat with some coconut oil in a skillet until it's fully done. Remove it from the pan and then add coconut oil, butter, garlic, onion, the other half of your seasoning mix, and tomato paste. Next, we're going to add our heavy cream and then turn off the heat completely. Then add our Greek yogurt back in so it's nice and creamy. And you know the drill, good luck taking just 1 bite.
This is the recipe that got me to love shrimp. The shrimp is battered, fried to crispy golden perfection, and then tossed in a delicious sweet and spicy volcano sauce. To a saucepan, combine buffalo sauce, brown sugar, honey, garlic, and rice vinegar. Once it thickens, we'll add some butter, parsley, and red pepper flakes, and then set that aside. Now we'll make our wet batter. It's just eggs, salt, and black pepper, and then for the dry batter, salt and pepper, as well as cornstarch. Dip the shrimp first in the wet batter, then into the dry, and shake it all around until they're all fully coated. Now get some oil nice and hot and fry the shrimps until they're beautifully golden and crispy just like this. Toss in the sauce, serve over a bed of rice with some green onions, and all that's left to do now is enjoy. I would still eat that though, to be honest, or try.
This simple, sweet, and spicy salmon is my grilling go-to of the summer. It's the perfect, easy recipe to make for dinner or any barbecue. You'll start by chopping whatever vegetables you have on hand. I did zucchini, bell pepper, and red onion. Then add the veggies and salmon to an aluminum foil packet. Season with olive oil, brown sugar, garlic powder, oregano, chili powder, salt, and pepper. Rub it into the salmon and toss the veggies with it. Next, wrap up the packets and you can either grill at 400 degrees or bake at 400 degrees for 15 to 20 minutes. The salmon comes out so delicious and perfectly flaky. You have to try out this recipe.
If you love lasagna, only have 30 minutes to make dinner, and don't want to go through all of the work of making it, then this one is for you. To start, in a pan, brown up 1 pound of ground turkey or ground beef and 1 pound of Italian sausage. Then add in a quarter of a white onion diced and about a tablespoon of minced garlic. And once the meat is cooked all the way through, you're then going to drain the grease and season it with whatever you want. I just did everything seasoning from Flavor God and about a teaspoon of Italian seasoning and thyme. And once the seasoning is well incorporated into the meat, you're then going to use a whole jar of whatever your favorite tomato sauce is, pasta sauce, and then add in a block of cream cheese and half a cup of cottage cheese or ricotta cheese. And once the cheese is all melted, you're then going to add in half a pound of a cooked pasta of your choice. Then once the pasta is stirred in and all the noodles are coated, you're then going to add 1 cup of shredded mozzarella cheese right on top. And then just put it to low, cover it, top with some parsley, serve with some garlic bread. It is absolutely delicious. Follow for more.
If you don't feel like cooking, keep watching.
Buffalo chicken wrap? Is that what I read correctly? I don't think I ever had really like, you know, actual buffalo chicken.
Today for a little dinner idea, we're making creamy lemon pasta with lemon crusted chicken.
Oh my
We're going to begin by cutting our chicken breast in half, and then we're going to wrap it in plastic wrap and pound it down. It's going to help tenderize it as well as help the chicken cook evenly. I'm not leaving in a comment on what I said. Now it's time to prepare our coating. I'll have everything displayed on the screen for you guys, but we're basically going to take our thinly sliced chicken and dip it into our flour, our egg mixture, and then into our panko. We're going to fry our chicken breast in about 1 inch of oil just to give it color, so on medium heat for about 2 minutes on each side, and then we're going to pop it in the oven at 400 for about 8 to 10 minutes to finish cooking. Here I am sauteing our onion, garlic, and red pepper flakes for about 2 minutes on medium heat, and then we're going to add in our lemon zest and lemon juice and let that chill for another 2 minutes. Now it's time to add in your half and half, but make sure it's warm before you add it in because the acid from the lemon juice can cause your sauce to curdle, and we don't want that to happen. Let your sauce simmer for another 2 to 3 minutes, and then you're going to add in your Parmesan cheese, your seasonings, and your parsley. Add in your cooked pasta as well as a half a cup of pasta water, and continue to let your sauce simmer until you're happy with the thickness of your sauce.
Hey y'all, so my mom used to make these crunchy tacos back in the day, and they are so bomb, and they're super easy and cheap to make. She actually passed away a couple years ago, so I can't ask her like exactly how she did it, but from what I remember, she always had potatoes in there. I boiled 3, but I only used 2 of these, and just boil them whole until they are soft, and you can peel off the skin. And then I used a whole chicken and just shredded it up. You can use leftover chicken, leftover whatever type of meat. That's what my mom always did. And then I added a can of tomatoes just for flavor and texture, and just a whole bunch of seasoning. Just throw some seasonings in there, mix it up, taste it. You can always add more. I also added some garlic salt after I mixed this up. And then, yeah, it is going to look like this. Doesn't look that cute, but I promise it's going to taste bomb. And then you want to heat up some tortillas. This is how I do it. And then I threw some cheese in there, threw in the filling, and then added more cheese. And this will make like 30 tacos. I just use a whole bag of tortillas, and then you just want to cook it on both sides for a couple minutes until they are nice and crispy like that.
Dude,
then just add some hot
this.
Creamy Tuscan chicken is one of my favorite meals to eat and to make, so let me show you how to make it. I like to start off by butterflying my chicken and then seasoning it with some salt, a little bit of garlic powder, a little bit of onion powder, some paprika, some oregano, and a bit of black pepper as well. I'm just measuring with the heart with this one. From here, I'm just going to heat a pan with some sun-dried tomato oil. This is really what's going to start building those flavors for us. And then just a drizzle of olive oil as well. Once that comes up to heat, we're going to go ahead and lay down our chicken and sear on both sides. While our chicken's cooking, let's go ahead and prep our veggies. This recipe has really simple ingredients. We're just going to split some cherry tomatoes in half and then cut 1 whole shallot or a half of an onion, whatever you have on hand, and crush a few cloves of garlic as well. We're also going to need an entire bag of spinach for this recipe, and don't forget to wash your veggies.
Spinach just sucks.
Once our chicken has nice color on both sides, we're going to remove that from the pan and toss in our shallots as well as our garlic. Go ahead and let these cook for about 3 to 5 minutes until they get nice and aromatic. For a fun addition, I like to add some mushrooms to this dish. They lend themselves really well to the tomatoes and the wine. Speaking of wine, we're going to deglaze the bottom of our pan with some dry white wine before tossing in our cherry tomatoes, and I like to add some of those chopped sun-dried tomatoes as well. Totally optional, but I like to add in some red pepper flakes at this point, as well as a little bit more oregano before pouring in about 1.5 cups of heavy cream.
Go ahead and let this simmer and let all the flavors get to know each other before tossing in your spinach. I made a mistake and put my chicken back into the pan at this point, and as you can see, I took it out. So just toss in your spinach first, let those get to know each other, let the spinach wilt down a little bit, add in some Parmesan cheese, and then we're gonna tuck our chicken back into the sauce.
Just give me the
Get your chicken nestled back in. We're going to let this cook for another 5 to 10 minutes, either on the stovetop or in the oven, and let the sauce get nice and thick and creamy. We're going to squeeze some lemon over top to brighten up the dish, and then serve with some mashed potatoes or polenta or rice, but you cannot skip the crusty bread to soak up.
This is one of my favorite dinners. I started off by adding a chicken stock cube and some salt to boiling water. Then I added 8 medium potatoes and let that boil away whilst I got on with everything else. Always allow your steak to come to room temperature before cooking. I added some steak seasoning and olive oil and gave my steaks a little massage. Added a cheeky bit of rosemary too. For the peppercorn sauce, fry 1 small onion. Next, boil your broccoli for about 2 minutes and then take it off the stove, but don't drain the water. That way it'll be nice and hot when you're ready to serve. Once your onions are caramelized, add 100 milliliters of beef stock and allow it to reduce. Finally, the main event. Get your steak on. Make sure your pan is nice and hot. Once your steak is cooked to your liking, remove it from the pan and wrap it in foil, let it rest. I took the rosemary with it for, extra flavour. Back to the sauce again. Once your beef stock is looking like this, add your desired amount of peppercorn and about 150 milliliters of double cream. Do not forget to add all that good stuff into your sauce. Now we're almost there, guys, bear with me. Drain your potatoes and add 50 grams of butter, and then add as much cheese as your heart desires. Add about 50 milliliters of double cream, a splash of whole milk, and my secret ingredient for this, roasted garlic. I don't know if you can tell, but my fingers were absolutely burning doing this. Season with salt and pepper to taste and mash. Once the consistency of your sauce is something like this, it's done. At this point, you want to drain the broccoli so it'll still be nice and hot and not overcooked. Remove your steak from your foil and plate up, and if you're like me, don't forget to add that onion from the steak.
This is one of my favorite weeknight dinners, or a dinner for solo nights. First, put tomatoes in a pan with olive oil and let them heat until they blister, and then use the back of a spoon to crush the tomatoes so they burst completely and release their juices. Next, stir a little bit and let the sauce reduce. Add salt, pepper, red pepper flakes, Italian seasoning, and garlic. Taste for seasoning. Stir again and reduce by just a little bit. Add your pasta.
Ooh, all right.
Stir.
Like pasta with like tomato?
Add Parmesan cheese.
Ooh, Parmesan, dude.
Then a couple of tablespoons of your pasta water.
Pasta water, dude.
Stir again so everything is incorporated and makes a silky smooth, creamy sauce. Plate it up.
Oh, I eat that for sure,
as much as you can fit in your bowl.
I'd eat that for real, though.
And finish with a little bit of...
Watch me cook dinner for my boyfriend.
I didn't want you around. What's that in the background? Jesus Christ, the music. Ooh, that is good. That is great. Oh, wait, that's another video? I didn't even pay attention. Oh, that was actually really good. Oof. Man, now I'm just hungry. Guys, hope you guys have an amazing rest of your Wednesday. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.